2, 1.
Hello, welcome to AFL Week 5 preview. A little late. We've got some medical issues probably on both of our ends. Alan had dental work, and I am still in the wait and see process of when I could be leaving. So we had.
I expected you to have like a giant beard by now, just like a no sleep giant beard. Yeah,
They're just big, puffy, like black.
Yeah, puffy eyes and like bloodshot, just like trembling hand of coffee, just like
yeah.
That comes later.
So
I've heard that comes later. Yeah.
Yes, later. So we're gonna do this quick preview. We'll I think we'll just start. Is the bottom here? You've got live scoring. Is the bottom matchup for you the Bulldogs and Harry?
Yeah, Harry and Don.
Okay. Let's go. We've been doing that for a while, so we'll just go from the bottom up.
Yeah.
So Don has a quick start, I guess, with two guys. I mean, best game of the year for Robert Woods.
Robert Woods has matched his previous 4 weeks production in 1 week, and kind of lucky for Don, he did it on the week where Tyler Lockett has one of his down weeks, so kind of offsets the 10 points. Okay, it's double digits, but from Lockett, you're expecting probably more 15, 16 on a base week.
That game was the second highest over/under total of the week.
And when I did get home and start watching that, Lockett had a touchdown that got called back due to a hold. Mm-hmm. So his game could have looked, give him 6 more points, and he hits that 16 and a half mark. Give him another catch. Give him, I think it was about 22 yards touchdown. So give him, 8 or 9 more points. And Don has a great looking start. It's already a pretty nice start. But
let's see.
I don't know about because Harry's team is he did get AJ Brown in there, so he did make some changes. Wait, no, AJ Brown was already in there. Yeah, he hasn't made any changes. Yeah.
No.
Damn it, Harry.
I don't know. He's sent some messages on the Discord, so I know he's active.
He is around. He asked me, he told me to look at his baseball team, and I am interested in a guy, but then as Sam pointed out, Harry is nowhere near under 260. So he cannot be making any deals right now. So I told him, man, before we do anything, you got to get your ass under 260. But Harry is alive. He just doesn't seem to be doing much.
Stuff happens. I mean,
what would you I would like to get, if I was Harry, I would like to get Hollywood Brown in there. He's been having pretty damn good fantasy games, 19 or more points in 3 of 4 weeks so far. But
the last week he had 19. So if you pull that back up, I want to go over.
Oh, he's doing the two tight end thing. Yeah, get one of those guys out of there.
Hollywood Brown, that one game he had 6? Was that right, or 8? He's double digits. 8.3. I think that was a week where he had 3 drops that would have totaled 60 yards, and these were nobody around him drops.
And every other week he's got a touchdown so far too.
Yeah. So, I mean, he should have easily he's easily a floor of 15.
Yeah, Harry.
You throw out that one.
Buddy, get one of those tight ends out of there. And
he has Jamar Chase, Juju, and AJ Brown, right?
Yeah, but he's playing Njoku and then Gesicki in the flex.
Yeah.
He's playing get Njoku out of there. Go Gesicki tight end and get Hollywood Brown in there, man. Come on, man.
Yeah.
And probably get Naeem Hines out of there and get P. Ryan. I don't know if Mixon is going to play tomorrow.
I think he's questionable, or he didn't practice, or does he have another running back?
Boy, he's got Deontay Johnson too.
Yeah, he had both Pittsburgh guys.
He's got some nice receivers.
He has some young talent, very young. He is definitely playing for year 2, 3, and 4.
He needs running back help. He might need running back help even worse than I do.
Yeah.
I mean, Myles Gaskin has been a ghost.
Nothing.
And look at that, 0.3 points. He had 3 yards last week. He gets you double digits week 1, week 3. But really, he's really been a bum. Nyheim Hines has had, the one really good week. Yeah, 18, 19 points, the touchdown. But, yeah, Harry needs running back help bad. He needs to trade one of those receivers for some running back help. I think I got to go. He hasn't changed his lineup yet. There's no reason really to think that he will, because he hasn't the last couple of weeks, and we know he's busy as hell. I think I have to favor the Bulldogs here.
Yeah, I mean, even just the top. Well, I mean, Josh Allen's better than Jalen Hurts.
I like the quarterback for Harry, but overall the quarterback and super flex I do like for
the
Bulldogs.
The running backs that Don has are just, there's such a light years difference between Aaron Jones and Jonathan Taylor that you could literally choose one of those and they will outscore the combined production.
The two on the New Zealand team. Yeah. And he got the big Robert Woods. Goddard is probably going to be better than Njoku. Njoku's been pretty much a bum the entire year. I do like Crowder over Gesicki, and I like Matt Ryan over Zach Wilson in that same game. So
now,
I think the Bulldogs.
Who does Zach Wilson? They play each other, right?
Yeah.
Now, do you know that it's no Calvin Ridley and no whoever their number 2 is too? Both of them did not travel.
Russell Gage. Yeah, Kyle Pitts.
No Russell
Pitts
Gage
game. Come on, man.
Yeah, in England, and that's England too. That's
Kyle Pitts going to London, gonna become London's guy. I know they're supposedly like the Jags there for some reason. They've kind of like adopted the Jags as the team of London, but it's going to be the Kyle Pitts show. Now is that a 9:30 Eastern start tomorrow? 7:30 in the morning.
9:30 Eastern. Sorry.
Oh, that's tasty. 7:30 football. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I don't love the London game, but yeah, I'm pretty hyped for that. Oh yeah, there it is, 7:30. Yeah. Cool.
Oh yeah, because Fantrax will change most of them do already.
Yeah, it's on my time zone, of course.
Yeah.
So yeah,
well, not much else.
Don gets the win here.
Yeah, not much to say there. Let's move on to Jeff and recent podcast fame, Dwight.
Is Antonio Gibson supposed to be playing with the broken shin?
He's listed as questionable, stress fracture.
He's supposed to play. Huh.
I wonder. Sometimes these football players are too extremes. You've got the ones who, they have a hangnail and they got to be out for a week or two, and then you've got guys like him and Russell Wilson who probably would have played through all of that on Thursday night if they let him. Some of these guys, it's good to be a warrior, or however you want to say it, but it's going to, lead to production downfall.
I just wish we knew. I just wish we had, of course you always wish especially after the fact, like even if you take away the Gibson injury, and I know we've talked about this before, he's gotten lucky on some kind of fluky long touchdowns to even have the majority of the points that he has this year. He's been a super disappointment. And now throw in that he has a broken leg. I just I don't know how much faith I would have in Antonio Gibson. I don't know that Jeff has a lot of better options.
And it's also like Washington wasn't really using him as a workhorse. So it's not like he was getting a whole bunch of work before. They already kind of limited his potential, and now it's going to be limited even more with limited snaps.
Would you start James Conner over Antonio Gibson if you were Jeff?
Who's his flex?
His flex right now is Damian Williams. So I guess he could start Damian Williams and then start somebody else in the flex. Hunter Renfrow, I guess, would be an option.
who is it? Who's the other guy there? Is it God, I forget the Arizona. Who's the other Arizona running back?
Edmonds.
I think he's dinged up or banged up too. So it could be just James Conner.
Man, look at Hunter Renfrow. Double digits every game. Yeah.
Hey,
he's a possession guy.
I have tried to acquire him. I'll just say that. We had the Evan Ingram trade yesterday where I traded him. Who the hell did I trade him? Oh, Marquez Callaway. I traded him Marquez Callaway, and the 3 names I put out there were Ingram, Ben, and Renfrow. And he said Ingram was the cheapest. So that's where I went. But Jeff has a good group. Beckham, Corey Davis, Cortland Sutton. He also has DJ Chark. And he has another receiver down there, too, that's not horrible. I remember right.
Will Fuller. He's got Will Fuller.
Will Fuller's not bad.
And Sterling Shepard. Marshall. When Sterling Shepard was healthy, he was a super target hog. He just hasn't been healthy in a little bit.
Yes, that's the problem. Well, and he has Jalen Waddle, too.
Yeah, just got some nice receivers. If I was Jeff, that's probably the move I would make. I would put Damian Williams in RB2 and be playing Hunter Renfrow. I'm down on Cortland Sutton this week with the little bit of the ankle sprain, and I don't know, just generally down on the Broncos, I guess.
So
traveling.
So who's their best receiving option this week?
I think it's probably truthfully, it's probably Noah Fant.
That's what I was hoping to hear.
Yeah, it's probably Noah Fant. And then I'm kind of hoping for Tim Patrick. I'm not going to play him in this league, I don't think. But I've got him in some others. I mean, I've got Sutton and others too. I just I don't know. My faith on him is a little shook. He's only had the one good game. He's kind of banged up. And is it going to be Drew Lock this week for the Broncos?
No. Teddy has cleared protocol.
Okay, so
and that was even before practice Friday. He had cleared protocol Friday morning. So he's in the clear. He's going to be the starter. Teddy. At least from the reports.
Maybe I could have my mind changed on Sutton, I think probably pretty easily.
But would you rather start? Then I guess that gives you the dilemma of would you rather start Sutton or an unknown with James Conner / Gibson?
James Conner hasn't been all that terrible, like fantasy-wise, has he? Now, the last 2 weeks. The first 2 weeks he was really bad, and the last 2 weeks he scored 2 touchdowns each, which you can't rely on.
No.
But like you said, if Edmonds is a little banged up, and if it ends up just being Conner, the San Francisco defense has not been that good.
Well, that and the flip side of it is, I really don't see a Trey Lance-led San Francisco 49ers being that productive when, I'm sorry, what Lance is going to do at this point in this game. It's a one-trick pony. He's going to run. He's not looking to throw. He's not. That's not what's going to happen. He hasn't proven he can throw. So, I mean, when you have an NFL defense that can tee off on the run and have one whole week to prepare for just him, I don't think it bodes well for the Niners prospects, on top of if that's how it's going to go and Arizona jumps to an early lead because, I mean, they still have a healthy Kyler, a healthy DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Max Williams at tight end, they'll pour it on them. And I think then in the second half, it could be James Conner run.
Why does Dwight have so many fewer players than Jeff?
I don't know.
Does Dwight have a bunch? Just he has a bunch of empty spots on his roster?
Let me take a look here. I guess he does.
Dwight not
if he does, it's probably a good time to remind him he can fill those slots.
Yeah, he's got like five empty spots.
No, Dwight has a full roster.
So
here's the difference. Here's the big difference right here. Dwight is using 0 IR.
Okay.
He has nobody on IR.
Show up as on IR when you're looking at live scoring. It doesn't show who's
the
on
red
IR.
Flags, like the red flag with the X, like you see. I know for sure that DJ Chark has it. Those got if you scroll up to him, if they have that red flag like DJ Chark, they can be put on the IR.
And Jeff
and
has
Will
like
Fuller's on the IR.
Guys.
Yeah, so those four right there
Patrick,
are different.
Mariota.
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. No big mystery. I think at the end of the day, I like Dwight, Tom Brady, well over Baker Mayfield. I like the running backs, even though Kamara has not been Kamara this year. He has no scores yet, receiving or running. He's not catching the ball like you would, different quarterback, I guess. But he's not been the Kamara that you've expected. And Edwards-Helaire's actually been half decent. Triple digits in 3 to 4 weeks so far, or triple digits, double digits.
And we talked about this too. I think that DeAndre Hopkins is going to have a monster week. Adam Thielen against the Lions is going to have a monster week. And Keenan Allen always is going to provide a safe floor.
And Daniel Jones is going to well outperform Roethlisberger. Roethlisberger has been a bum. He's washed up. Daniel Jones has been kicking ass.
Yes.
And it's going to be probably a bit of a shootout game against Dallas, or maybe not shootout, but they're going to try to score on Dallas. Dallas is going to score on them, so there's going to be points. I like the quarterbacks for Dwight. I like the running backs for Dwight. I like the wide receivers for Dwight.
And
I think
you could even say tight end.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You like Hawkinson probably better.
Max Williams has had some weirdly big games. Yes. Yeah, a couple big and a couple complete stinkers.
But Hawkinson still is the number one guy in Detroit.
Yeah, the consistency is there with Hawkinson at least, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're going to bet on a guy to have a big week, any given week, it's Hawkinson over Max Williams. Max with 2 X's, Williams.
I will say that Jeff has the regular flex edge.
Man, AJ Green, look at that. Double digits 3 weeks in a row.
But I like the workhorse back that Damian Williams would be. He doesn't have the stats.
I tried to get Damian Williams in several leagues, and I came up short in every single one. He was a hot commodity. He was the hot commodity of the week.
Open door, however you want to say it, sorry. I bid 678 out of 1,000 to get him in one league.
Nice.
But I had no running backs. Like
if you're short a running back and he's probably going to be the guy for 6 weeks or so.
Yeah,
I think that's worth it.
In an offense, will use the running back. It's no secret that's the Bears, style of play, that they prefer to use a workhorse running back and ground and pound, and ball control.
I don't know what the hell the Bears are going to do. I don't think anybody does.
No.
Justin,
but he'll get touched.
Fields is he's getting praised for his parents were in town when he found out that he was going to be the starter, and they wanted to go out and celebrate. And he's like, "No, I don't want to go celebrate because I'm just trying to win this weekend." Are they going to turn him loose and let him play like he wants to play?
So. I hope so.
Now, but if they do, and like his legs are part of the game, what kind of guy is he? A dump to the running back kind of guy? Does he have a big arm? Like, how's that going to affect a running back now? Like that you're hoping in Damian Williams, he was a pass catching guy when he played for the Chiefs and stuff. What was he before the Dolphins? I don't know if he was much of a pass catching guy with the Dolphins, but you're hoping for that to be part of his value.
Yeah. Or it could be a lot of RPO.
Yeah, sure. I didn't really consider that. Yeah.
Fields could be reading, and handing the ball off. But I think we both agree that this will be a win for Dwight.
Yes, I believe so. I'm putting my chip on the Dwight side of this matchup.
The recent podcast fame Dwight. I have to get that in there again. High view Dwight.
He got good numbers.
Is he high
I told him the other day. Yeah, I was like, dude, your thing is up to like 22 views, which is nearly twice as many guys. I just bit my damn tongue because of these fucking fillings. I hate that so much. I'm supposed to go back and have the bite adjusted, because you bite differently on the thing when your mouth is all numb.
Yep.
And it feels fine most of the time, but there's like a slight edge on one of them that she didn't like polish all the way, and sometimes I bite the edge of my tongue with it. It drives me absolutely nuts. It's only been a few days, but God, it's driving me crazy. What the hell was I even saying?
We're on to Memphis Pharaohs and Fully Chubbed.
Oh, Dwight's views. That's what I was saying. Yeah, Dwight was up to 22 views, which is nearly twice as many guys that are in the football league. Now, granted, I did say that he talked some ABL as well, but I would like to get him on an ABL so we could just talk about the Mets. But yeah, 22 views for a football pod, when there's only 12 guys in the league. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm going to start naming these things. I'm going to give these things like catchy names to where people will search for it in YouTube and this will accidentally come up, They won't know what it is until they click on it.
Instead of AFL or ABL, like have something like mystery update to Julio Jones in practice report or something,
or we were going to talk about DJ Chark, last week. I could have named it baby Chark or something and gotten the baby shark people. And I just get the weird clicks. And then we spider web out like that. And that's how people start really paying attention to our little niche league that we have here.
Yeah. Okay.
It's all up here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Let's what the hell are we on? Mark and Cal. And Mark has a bit of a disappointing Matt Stafford performance under his belt already. Now that's not anything that Mark is unused to this year, is having a disappointing performance, at least in one form or another, on his fantasy football team. He got it out of the way Thursday. Now, will this be Allen Robinson week? He is kind of doing – look at Mark. He's playing Zeke at RB2 and then the handcuff and the flex.
And do you notice who his other running back is?
I do. Well-traveled Austin Eckler.
I do. That was a very disappointed. That was kind of like the bum 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 bum.
Well, I think that was happening like when I was trying to get Miles Sanders from you, but that's a much less on the lower ladder get than Austin Eckler. I had, when we were talking, I was like, look, I don't love Sanders. I just hate my running backs. Like I didn't want to give up a lot for him, and I totally understand you wanted to hang on to him, for what was the offer? Zach Pascal and Ty Conklin, which would have given you some depth, but I probably think I would hold, unless I had a big wide receiver injury and I really needed Pascal. I'd probably hold there too.
Well, I do, but I don't, because we'll get to my team when it's my team. We'll talk about that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, that's fine. But I think that's a very formidable 1-2 punch if Eckler stays healthy. When you have the handcuff to Zeke, you have Zeke and Eckler. I don't think anyone's going to touch comparing those two running backs.
Oh, that's two top 10 picks in a lot of leagues this year. Top 12 at least. Eckler was going in the first in plenty of leagues, maybe early second, but I was in plenty of leagues where he went late first, middle first. Because those running backs,
full point PPR.
Yeah, if it's full point PPR, which is what I don't think I play in any standard at all. I'm in a couple half and the rest full. But Eckler was gone after those guaranteed first 5 running backs. Eckler seemed to be the consensus kind of next guy, or guy that's like breaking himself into that potential top 5 or so. But I mean, guys were high on Eckler. They were high on Herbert. People were high on the Chargers generally. And if Mark would ever get the kind of performance out of these guys, if he gets a Mahomes week with a Mark Andrews week, with an Allen Robinson week, with a Zeke and Eckler week, if Brandon Ayuk ever does anything, Mark has a very good team, but man, has he been just terribly inconsistent.
Well, even I think it's a safe floor to say Allen Robinson was considered a top 15 wide receiver.
Oh man, I think on talent he's top 10. But
I was just trying to be
showing up.
Well, go back, scroll up a little. I don't know if you've done this in tracks before. Back on Robinson, on Allen Robinson.
Oh.
If you click on just stats over right there, that'll show you his fantasy points per game for every year with our format. So I mean, he's had some shitty quarter. Look at the quarterbacks he's played with.
Blake Bortles.
Those were Blake Bortles, Andy Dalton, Mitch Trubisky.
It was the first, Trubisky, in 18 and
Andy Dalton.
19, yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
And look at the numbers.
He's a stud.
Yes,
and he's just not doing it. Mark Andrews is a stud. He's just not doing it. Hasn't caught a touchdown yet this year. And the Ravens run. They run the ball more than anybody. But you would think that some of that Marquise Brown action would find its way to Mark Andrews by now.
Now is the fact that, and I messaged you this last week, and I want to get the names right, and maybe you can recall better than I. The Baltimore Ravens, who are the 3 active running backs they had last week? So I remember I told you that because Tyson Williams was a healthy scratch. It was like Le'Veon Bell, Latavius Murray, and some other.
Yeah, there was a third
washed
weirdo.
Up. Yeah, that was he was good 3 years ago. Now, is the fact that the Ravens don't have a legitimate running game? I mean, outside of Lamar's legitimate. Don't get me wrong, but they don't have a running back. Do you think that
they seem to be fine with giving it to Latavius Murray? They'll give it to him, and he'll get 10 for 50 and maybe a touchdown, or 12 for 60 and maybe a touchdown. But I mean, 12 for 60 might even be generous. Call it like 12 for 40, 45, and maybe a chance at a touchdown. But they haven't needed it yet.
Mm-hmm.
What a terrible trade I made, Brandon Cooks for Tyson Williams. How awful does that look in retrospect now when he goes on to be a healthy scratch? And here's the thing, he'll probably be like surprise active tomorrow morning or some shit.
Oh, for sure.
And end up being the number one guy tomorrow.
Yeah. And he'll have 15 carries. He'll have 15 carries for 80 yards and a touchdown.
Like 4 catches, for 25.
Now, let's also, though, looking at the Ravens, they should have lost was it last week or the week when Tucker hit that 66?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I think. Yeah.
When he hit that 60, they should have lost to the Lions.
Yeah.
The Ravens should have lost to the Lions.
Man, I kind of want to take him in Survivor this week, though. I'm not going to lie.
Who? The
The
Ravens?
Ravens. It's not a great week.
No,
for Survivor for me. Just like generally, and of the teams I've already picked, you can't go Chiefs, you can't go Buffalo, they're playing each other. I can't go Tampa Bay because I've picked them. I don't remember what else. I'm going the Pats in one, and I kind of want to go Baltimore in another. I think I'm going the Pats in 2, and I want to go Baltimore in the other because I just can't figure out. But I don't know, man. They seem like they could lose. They could lose to Indianapolis. That's one of these funky matchups that they could lose. That they but they could.
What about taking the Vegas Raiders?
They are a possibility. I could take them. I just, as a Chiefs fan, I hate the Raiders.
Yep, I get it.
And it could be one of these. It could be the coming out party for the Bears. It could be.
It could be.
It really could.
Fields
could just
Fields has
dominate.
All the pressure
he could find Allen Robinson. Yeah,
Yep.
It could happen, man. And the Raiders have found ways to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory in the Gruden era. That is their thing. They find ways to lose these games. that doesn't fill me with confidence. You know, the Raiders do not fill me with confidence. I don't know who else. The Cowboys. I could go the Cowboys.
Giants. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
But anyways,
they are heavily favored. I think
we'll get back to this matchup. Sorry.
Yeah, sorry, I'm deviating as hell. Cowboys are -7.
That's us
this week. So
I think we're at the point that fully chubbed. We said that Mark has the huge edge at the first quarterback and the two running backs. I think Cal makes up for it in wide receiver.
He does clearly. And I would like the matchup a lot better for Mark, just, you know, on the potential of his team and everything, if Matt Stafford had had a bigger game.
Yep.
If he had say, a 26-point game instead of a 16-point game, if he had done what he had been doing for most of the year, 24, 17, 29 and a half, 19, 16. So I guess that is kind of what he's been doing. I guess I'm not really correct on that.
What Brisket
16 and a half. Like I could see Jacoby, probably he's not going to do that, but he put up 14, almost 15 last week, 18 the week before. They're going to be behind. He's probably going to have to throw a shitload.
Yeah.
So I could see him putting that up and actually maybe outperforming Stafford. And that's one of the points that you're really hoping to dominate when a guy is starting Jacoby Brissett in a superflex. You're hoping you kick his ass in your superflex. And that's probably not going to happen for Mark.
The other thing with the regular flex, too, is McCaffrey, I believe, is ruled out. So it is another week of Chuba Hubbard. Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm pretty sure he's or doubtful. Maybe it's doubtful. We'll get to that when we see Sam's team. But I'm pretty sure he's doubtful or out or whatever. But either way, Tony Pollard and Ezekiel Elliott are going to cannibalize each other. You know, both of them can't produce at the same time.
That's true.
Yeah, you get all of the Dallas running game, but how hard is it going to be for both of them to have above average to excellent games?
It
can happen, but it's very hard.
Zeke doesn't even have excellent games very much anymore.
Yeah. He
had the 2 touchdowns 2 weeks ago, but he just does not look like the Zeke of old. You feel like he's not even that old, you know. He's not that old, but he just doesn't look like the same Zeke when I watch the Cowboys.
I also think that even though Mark has the edge, I'm expecting a huge game out of Nick Chubb this weekend.
He's due for one of those 3 touchdown games, you know, that he easily can have.
He is
you look at his scores. He had 2 in week 1. He hasn't scored in 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. Not catching the ball at all, but that's not part of his game. He's getting the yardage. No. He's just not getting the touchdowns. He could easily get them all in one game.
Yep. Yeah, so due to a few of those things, I'm going to say I'm picking Cal. Just because of the little factors of the Zeke, Tony Pollard thing, Stafford not really performing up to expectations, leaving the door open for Brissett to either equal him or maybe go above.
Yeah, it's tough. I was going to say, you know, I'm going to go Mark. I'm going to say these guys all go off, but if Patrick Mahomes goes off, Tyreek Hill's probably going off. Yep. And Cal has Tyreek Hill. And those touchdowns are worth more for Tyreek Hill than they are for Patrick Mahomes. So when he scores 3 touchdowns, he puts up 47.6 points.
Yeah.
When he does things like that, which he can do. And I don't think he's going to do it against Buffalo. So that means I think Patrick Mahomes probably isn't going off against Buffalo either.
Correct.
Now, Mark already had Stafford not go off. So I think it's a lot to overcome. I do think maybe the upside in a perfect world maybe favors Mark, but I think the chance of hitting that upside is pretty low. Mm-hmm. And Cal's upside is almost just as high. I like Waller over Andrews. I like the wide receivers. I like Mark's quarterback and running back. But one of his quarterbacks already had disappointing performance. So, yeah, I think I'm going to go with Cal. I think I'm with you. Cal, probably not by a ton, but I like Cal.
Yeah. Yeah, not by a ton. Now on to Sam. You know,
Nice fat lead for Sam.
This is the matchup of polar opposites in terms of Discord involvement. I don't think we've heard one word from Vince.
He was on. I saw him on this morning, but he didn't say anything. But he was online.
He is not the type of guy to get involved in chat. He's more
of
like
my dad. That's fine.
Yep. He just sits back. He reads it, but he knows what he's doing. Obviously, as has been proven.
His team's been fantastic. I think he's going to fall. I think that big tree is going to get chopped by Sam the man here.
And did you see the latest update on Wilson?
6 weeks.
Yeah, that's a big blow for him.
It is.
That's a big blow.
But he's got Justin Fields.
He's got Justin Fields. He does.
He's got a guy that was just named the starter, so he has a definite starter to replace. So, that's not going to crush him. But for this week, that's going to crush him. 2.6 points out of Van Jefferson is going to crush him. He started Van Jefferson over Mike Williams.
Did he really?
There's Mike Williams. Now, he did only have 2.1 points last week, but you look at the body of work outside of that. 8-7-7, touchdown, 2 touchdowns. I'm probably
Cleveland has a good defense. I will say that.
Yeah.
The Browns do have a good defense. But Van Jefferson.
Sam Darnold. Yeah, Van Jefferson was a bit of a flash in the pan the week before. 6 for 90 in the touchdown, 21 points. But you look at what he's done previous. He's very touchdown dependent. 2 for 80 and a touchdown. He's like Deshaun Jackson almost. That
the Seahawks
that big touchdown play.
The Seahawks defense is not what it used to be. So I will, looking at matchups, boom anymore. It's not that. Where if you look at Cleveland versus Seattle and the potential for the shoot, I can see why he did that. We're obviously looking at it retrospective of, okay, he scored 2 points. What the hell were you thinking? You've got Mike. Is there anybody else besides Mike Williams? I don't think he has anybody else, does he?
Not really. Not that I would have said is a definite start. Chase Claypool.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, Cephas too.
Yeah, he actually hasn't been bad. They have that Khalif Raymond and Quintez Cephas have both been pretty good for the Lions. But yeah, there's easy guys I would have started over Van Jefferson there. But even if
it's easy for us to say that now,
Yeah. Even if he did, that doesn't help Russell Wilson not get hurt. And it doesn't help him from before he does throwing 2 touchdowns to DK Metcalf, the guy that you're playing on the other side of the field. So he kind of got the worst of both of it. Like what Wilson did before he went down, 98 of his 152 yards went to DK Metcalf. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
And the 2 touchdowns.
Got the huge lead. Yes, Sam's got the monster lead. And the rest of the team, Leonard Fournette is primed to have a big game. It sounds weird, I guess, to put it that way, but Tampa Bay is going to be up big on Miami. They're going to crush them. Leonard Fournette is going to run all over the Dolphins.
Mike Evans. This is my biggest. You kind of just started touching on it. My biggest issue with Sam's roster construction: Leonard Fournette, Mike Evans, and he has Antonio Brown on his bench. And he has Gronk.
Yeah.
What?
It's a Super Bowl offense. It's a Super Bowl offense. You want pieces of it.
But you can't have good weeks out of all of them independently. It gets back to the Tony Pollard Zeke thing. Like, don't get me wrong, Tampa Bay has an amazing offense. Fournette, Ronald Jones, Evans, on and on and on. But when you own all of them, you limit your upside.
I mean, if you think Tampa Bay is going to score 42 points a week, then kind of like at times they look like they were going to last year. They're putting up in the high 30s and 40s pretty routinely, but that was kind of the thing coming in is like how many you got Antonio Brown, you got Chris Godwin, you're going to have Gronk, you're going to have this weird 3-headed Ronald Jones, Gio Bernard, Leonard Fournette running back monster. How many snaps are there for all of these guys? Like how many balls are there going to be? So far, you know what Mike Evans is going to be. He's going to be what he's been his entire career. He's going to have these giant games where he wins you the entire week by himself, and he's going to have stinkers. But, that's Mike Evans. That's fine. The running back situation, you can maybe say Sam just got lucky to have the one. I was on Ronald Jones. I was one of the Ronald Jones guys. I got a lot of Bernard too. They've been banged up or sucked. So it's Leonard Fournette's time to shine. But he wouldn't even have to go with that if it wasn't for Montgomery, CMC. He wouldn't even have to do that. That guy's like a third or fourth bench guy for Sam normally.
Yeah. Now, the other thing with the Tampa Bay thing is a side note. Would it shock you if Keyshawn Vaughn leads the team 1 week? We haven't even gotten into him. Because you mentioned Jones.
But, yeah, it could happen, I suppose. It could happen.
Because, is some of that Patriots history, Brady / Belichick, whatever, Because, who are some of those guys that called off the couch, the Patriots?
LeGarrette Blount. They had Corey Dillon for a year or two or whatever.
So Brady, all he cares about is getting protected. But anyways, that's sorry. Sam, I look more into that Debo stuff. He posted that. Debo is looking amazing, okay? But
he's had 2 absolute monster games and then 2 where he had the receptions. He had 2 good games and 2 monster games. He hasn't had a bad game yet.
What are his stats? I'd love to know, and I don't think there's an easy way to find it. What are his stats with Trey Lance on the field?
Oh, yeah. Shit. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to be the same as Jimmy G. I just don't.
Probably not. He may revert back to – he's crushing what he's done so far in his career, but his career isn't that long or anything. He's played 22 games. So maybe this is who he is. But I don't imagine that Ayuk is so seldom used. But
he
has been.
Yeah.
And Kittle.
Kittle.
There's mouths to feed on this offense too. But maybe Debo Samuel is that good.
Kittle is – I would bet Kittle doesn't play this week. He's had a full week of DNP. He hasn't practiced all week. So, I guess Samuel is the safety valve.
He's been even if he doesn't,
even
if Debo has a down week, I think it's going to be hard for Vince to come back from what he's lost already, from what he's down already. I think Sam's got him pretty well matched just about everywhere else. I
will say this.
Fant's probably going to have a better game than Uzomah, sure. Darnold probably has a little bit better than Wentz. But
I'll say that is he has the Fant upside, the Darnold upside. You scroll back up a little. What happens if this is the Godwin game?
If it's the Godwin game and the Derrick Henry game, then it's trouble for Sam. Because they could. I could see Derrick Henry scoring 3 touchdowns against Jacksonville easy.
Yep.
That's
with
what he does, man.
They have AJ Brown, but they don't have Julio.
Yeah, they may go up early or just use Derrick Henry to go up early, but he's an absolute wrecking ball. So if he puts up 2 or 3, Godwin puts up 2, Noah Fant puts up 1 or 2, Jacoby Myers goes off against the shitty Texans defense, I could see Vince making a comeback.
Yeah.
You could see a game where Uzomah puts up a huge stinker. Mike Evans puts up a big stinker. Leonard Fournette maybe puts up a big stinker. Carson Wentz sucks against a good Baltimore defense. You could see it. I could see the path to victory for Vince. Yeah.
And Debo. That's a question mark. That is a question mark with the new quarterback.
But that's a lot of ifs. Do you see all that happening and Vince getting the win? I think Sam's got a nice lead. I think he's got a really nice lead, and losing those points out of the quarterback spot is going to hurt Vince.
Yes.
That's what it comes down to is the Russell Wilson injury. And
you already have a wide receiver that has 2 points. It's very hard. It's tough to have a wide receiver who you start only at 2 points. When a catch is worth 1, it's tough to have a wide receiver at 2. It's tough.
He did it, and only 9 out of your QB1. It's going to be tough to overcome. Vince might eat his first L this week.
I think what we're both saying is we're predicting Sam, but would not be shocked if it was Vince.
Yeah, I could see it being Vince if everything breaks right for him and kind of wrong for Sam. I could see it. I mean, it's there. Vince has a good enough team to where he can overcome those kind of injuries or poor performance, and that's a nice luxury to have.
Now that we're at my team, I can kind of discuss that trade a little bit.
Sure.
So I traded Austin Eckler for Zach Moss and Devin Singletary and Laviska Shenault. My wide receivers have not panned out as I thought they'd be after the draft. I mean, I have Cooper Kupp now, but I got the injury to Curtis Samuel after the draft. I got the injury to Jarvis Landry. Yeah. Jarvis Landry after the draft. And then there was one. Valdez Scantling. I thought he'd be the number 2 in Green Bay, and he's now on injured reserve. I mean, none of them are difference makers, but they're solid /3 wide receiver 3 flex.
Guys, you're at least hoping are healthy and able to play if you wanted to.
Yep. And I traded for Julio thinking he'd be back by this week. He's not. But once I get all my guys healthy, I'm very happy with the receivers I have. I gave up Eckler, who's a difference maker. But my thinking of it is Eckler is 26. Zach Moss and Singletary are like 23 or 24. They don't have the miles that Eckler has. They're in just as high-powered of offense. The Bills versus Chargers, people would say high-powered offense. I have the for sure hand. If one of them goes down, Moss or Singletary, the other is going to be a top back.
Well, Singletary might have just played his way out of favor.
Correct.
He has 4 fumbles already this year.
Yep.
So he's probably already on like the thinnest ice you can be, and then it's all Zach Moss.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm going with. And I did get a 4th-round pick, which 4th-round pick, I don't mind it because I don't mind reaching for guys late in the draft like that.
Sure.
But all that for one player, I'm fine with that. It is Austin Eckler, who's a difference maker, but I needed depth, not the difference makers. Like I needed Laviska. Yeah, Shenault
acquisition, especially after Chark goes down. His ADOT went from what was he most of the season? I know he's like under 8 yards, and last week it shot up to 14.6. So he was definitely being utilized differently immediately after Chark went down.
Now I know this is going to skew your guess, but without looking, how old is Laviska Shenault?
22.
I think it's 23. But young. I mean, either way, he's young. No, you got the younger side. Like you got the younger side. If you hit more, if you hit him on again,
is it more?
Yeah, more on the top right. Yep.
There we go. 23. Yeah, 23. He just turned 23. October 5th. He just turned 23. Yeah.
I'll give you the credit for 22. But he has Trevor Lawrence. Wide receivers' shelf life is a lot longer.
Mm-hmm. And these guys get a chance to bond and grow together. He's in his, what is Visk in his 30? Is this the 3rd year breakout for him? No, this is second year.
Next year's the 3rd.
Last year. So next year's that 3rd year breakout. It'll be 2nd year total with Trevor Lawrence. I like that acquisition. I like him for the rest of this year because of the injuries on that team, but I like it going forward too because he's a super athletic dude. They give him, or at least last year, they're giving him end arounds and reverses and stuff. He runs the ball on occasion, kind of like Robert Woods. He's just super versatile, and seems like he's going to be. They get
Etienne or Etienne or Travis. How do you say his last? You know who I'm talking about. That they get him back next year too. They're probably going to have a new head coach next year. I just a guess. I don't know.
Urban Meyer's wife is like, yeah, I know my husband got caught on video in a bar with a stripper, but we're all sinners.
Yeah.
Glass houses. Like, she's like, I like being married to a multimillionaire. Okay.
Yes.
So just lay off. Yeah.
So I mean,
do I look like I want to get a job? Yeah. We're gonna let this slide at least until he's done in the NFL, and then you know, I signed a stupid prenup, so I can't leave him. You know, that's basically what that is. He made me sign a prenup. Damn it.
Oh. Well,
whatever,
back to
man.
Me,
I don't give a shit about that. I still like parts of the Jag offense. You know, I still like Laviska. I wish I had him in more leagues this year. You know,
and think when DJ Chark comes back,
we've got him in the dynasty. Year. You know, he's down this year, but I still like DJ going forward. It sucks that he's going to miss out on that year of building with the rookie quarterback. Mm-hmm. That does suck, but. I don't know what the Marvin Jones deal is. Is he there again next year? I don't know what his contract is. They give him 2 or 3 years, but you know, he'll be on his way out, and then it'll be DJ Chark on one side, Laviska Shenault on the other, and Travis Etienne in the backfield, and Trevor Lawrence. And then the future for that team is maybe looking somewhat bright. It's good to have a piece of it.
Oh yeah.
But as for this week, I like him this week too. I like him way over Byron Pringle. I like him way over, you know, his counterpart on the other side. Obviously, Kelsey is not going to have 4 points again like he did last week. I like him way above Dawson Knox, who you would assume cannot keep catching touchdowns.
I don't. Full disclosure, Dawson Knox will probably not be my starter this week.
Okay. Who do you have to go to?
I'm going to start it. I'm probably going to start Evan Ingram.
Evan Ingram. Okay.
Because the Giants are so banged up and they're going to have to throw to catch up. I do realize the Dawson Knox could be a potential shootout with the Chiefs.
The Chiefs defense has been the worst in football.
And I might even go with the aforementioned horrible strategy of 2 tight ends.
I don't know that it's horrible, but it's horrible when one of them is David Njoku.
Just because
sucks.
Just because I think if I bench Miles Sanders, that might wake him up. Because you know the 1 week that you bet, you know what I mean? Like
trading him this way would wake him up. He'd go, oh damn. He'd be looking.
Anyways, back to the position by position. Who's your dad? He's got Tannehill.
He does.
Okay.
Tannehill and Cousins versus Herbert and Burrow. I think I probably like Herbert and Burrow for quarterback and super flex. I like your side on that.
So hold on.
Can
I do a quick timeout? I got to read this off my watch because this is from Sleeper. Breaking news. The San Francisco 49ers are placing tight end George Kittle calf on injured reserve, meaning he's out 3 games. Rather than having the injury nag all season, the hope is it settles down and he can be back when eligible.
Damn, so we were just talking about him being one of the mouths to feed in that offense. So maybe Deebo Samuel does continue to have monster weeks like he's been having. Maybe Sam is going to get an incredible haul for him. Sell high, man. Sell high. Another reason to have Sleeper, by the way. Sleeper sends you those things. Just with that, nice. I do not own George Kittle in any Sleeper league. So they just send that out as their notifications of, hey, we scour Twitter and the internet. Here's the information. After he killed me last year in a lot of teams where I took him maybe late 2, early 3. I think most leagues he really hurt me. It was like a late 2. I was off of Kittle. If I took an early tight end this year, it was going to be Kelsey
Yep.
And that's pretty much, or Pitts. I was kind of gambling on Pitts a little bit, but
or Waller.
Yeah, I do have Waller on a team or two. Yeah, but yeah, Kittle was just, anyway. I don't know, man. He was just too up and down and too banged up. It seemed like he's like Gronk. It's like he's playing older than he is already. Seems like he hasn't even been around that long, but he just always seems to be banged up. He always has a flag or a Q or whatever it is next to his name, and that just gets so annoying to deal with. That I wasn't on him. That sucks.
So sorry to break
your. Oh, that's young guns, right?
Yep, they do. So that's next matchup. But sorry to break
them.
It was just.
Yes.
I know we're getting there, but I didn't want to break your. It was just like to show, hey, Apple Watch told me George Kittle, and I wanted to pimp sleeper to the people who aren't sold yet. So back to the matchup. You said we were saying Herbert versus Herbert.
Yeah, I like the quarterbacks for you. I like the
running backs.
Yeah, the running backs. I don't, because Saquon can have.
He can
a huge game, and I think Mike Davis can have a big game. He's been double digits every week this week, but his high is 13.3. So you're looking at like an 11-point floor. What's Zach Moss's floor? Man, his floor is probably more in that like 13, 14 range. So that's tough. I mean, it's about if Saquon goes off, for a big Saquon game. And does Diggsy go off for a big Stephon Diggs game? Does Kenny Golladay catch a long touchdown? These are big ifs on the Garoppolo side. Like, these are things that could happen, but are they all likely to happen? Probably not.
What's the Chase Edmonds thing say? Because we alluded to him earlier.
Limited Friday, questionable for Sunday. He's got a shoulder, so you have to assume that even if he does play, he's not 100%. Man, does he really not have anybody better than Byron Pringle?
We've said that every week. Do you know that? I think we've literally said that.
I might start Khalif Raymond. The last 2 weeks, maybe he, that looks lucky, 3 for 46 and 2 touchdowns. But the targets have been there more so than for Byron Pringle.
But we've said it every week. Like, why are you starting Byron Pringle?
He just hasn't been very good.
That's probably putting it mildly. Like, is your dad a Chiefs fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's not a blind Chiefs fan, so I don't know. I don't get the Byron Pringle love. I don't understand that. But even so, I think he's got a long way to make up for the quarterback. I'm not a Cousins fan.
No.
And Tannehill, I have Tannehill in a lot of leagues, but I waited until like the 9th or 10th round to take him. And in a lot of those leagues, I've picked up Sam Darnold or Taylor Heineke or somebody like that. And they're usually getting, the last couple of weeks, they've gotten a nod over Tannehill because he just hasn't been that great.
I also think with the Kirk Cousins thing, they're playing the Lions. I expect to see Dalvin Cook / Alexander Madison and just win the game. They don't care if they win by 20 or 4. Like, Mike Zimmer doesn't care.
Yeah.
He'll run the ball. And if he wins by 4, he wins by 4. He doesn't care.
I think my nod is to you. I think the only place that my dad definitely has you is tight end and RB1, and maybe wide receiver one. Diggs over Boyd, sure, but
would you say? I guess Diggs versus Cup. I didn't put those in order.
I'd probably still take Diggs. I'd take Diggs over Cup, probably, especially in a week against the Chiefs. I'll take Diggs over most guys right now.
And if you want
giving up the most yards per play on average.
If you want to do it in true order, Boyd's probably my 3 versus Pringle, and I'd have Chenault versus Galladay.
Yeah, and so you'd have Chenault, Galladay. Boy, this week you could easily see it going either. You could see Galladay catching a couple touchdowns, really, but you could see Chenault with like 8 catches for 95 yards and a touchdown or something like that. So I think that's why I said the only place that he has you definitively is RB1 and tight end and maybe wide receiver 1.
With Diggs, because I'd say Kupp is obviously
the rest of the way. The rest of the way, I like you, and especially a quarterback, I like you. So I think that's going to be a lot to overcome. And as I've said before, he said he hates his team. So this is not news to him that I would say that you're crushing him in most aspects here. I think this is going to be a W, another W for a guy in my division. I think that's the third one. Don, Cal.
I want you to call it the correct term. We are the division of death, not this other division. We're the division of death. Okay,
we will be after this
3-1 for you, and 3 2-2 teams. Like, look at the standings too. Click the standings real quick if you got a chance. Sorry,
bring up the standings.
Yeah, pull up by division. No, see if you can go by division. Yeah, click West and Central. They're Central. Yeah.
There we go.
Oh, yeah, there you go. We are the division of death. I don't care to anybody else. It's not even close. I don't care what. It's not even close.
Well, they're beating up on each other or something. Yeah, it's very even the points scored. We don't have a 600-point guy in ours. The other two have a 600-point guy.
But
we do not.
Look at how close everyone is together.
Yeah, we don't have any 400-point guys either.
No, exactly.
Yeah. Interesting.
Oh, sorry to. Whoops. I just wanted that to be known for the record that.
So now we already have Kittle out of the lineup.
They do.
They've already moved in and made that. Yeah. Yeah, they've got John.
They're smart guys.
They've got Mixon on the bench.
I'll say that real quick as I give those guys a lot of crap back and forth and said some things I maybe shouldn't have, but they're smart guys.
Yeah,
I know what's
disagree.
Going on.
I think they are. I think they're smart. I think they like to show us how smart they are sometimes, and their team is speaking for itself right now. I am fortunate to maybe catch them on a week. It seems like I'm fortunate to catch them on a week without Mixon and Kittle, but then you look and they still have Kareem Hunt, Najee Harris. So losing Mixon
and Kyler,
I don't know. They got Darnell Mooney in that flex spot instead of Mixon. I guess maybe it would be, or it'd be Kareem Hunt in there or whatever.
I'm still not a huge Mac Jones guy. Yes, he did perform better than Brady, or however they want to say it.
Yeah, but he's gonna get to throw for 5 yards all over the Houston defense. Maybe the defense that could give the Chiefs a run for their money for being the worst right now in the NFL. Mac Jones is going to flick it 7 yards and complete 1 million passes like he always does.
Who's Green Bay got this week? I can't.
Cincy.
That could be shootout.
I hope so. with no Joe Mixon, I don't. The Cincy defense has been okay. They kind of just boned me last week when I said, "Hey, go pick up Cincy defense," and then they only scored 1 point, I think, in most leagues. The more I look, I think I like the Young Guns team. Well, it's close, man. It's close.
Well,
this is where I could see the path to victory for my team, but.
And I think also that you had that hesitation, and I think what you were doing was you were looking at the top 3, where you've got Murray, Harris, and Hunt. And then what happened was similar to another matchup. You go down to wide receiver and below, and I think you blow them out of the water. I don't think Brandon Cooks, it's Houston against New England, right?
Yeah.
What does Belichick do? Take away your best weapon.
Well, and Davis Mills has just been so bad. He's been so bad.
T. Higgins, we mentioned Cincinnati Green Bay shootout. Okay. DJ Moore. DJ Moore, Philly versus Carolina. I think that's a shootout. Kyle Pitts is in a shootout. CeeDee Lamb's in a shootout. Emmanuel Sanders is in a shootout. Aaron Rodgers, same game we mentioned before, is in the shootout. you've got a lot of positive game flow and game scripts in your favor, where Brandon Cooks could be taken out by Bill Belichick. Would it shock you to see the Houston-New England game be like 19-13 or something like that? Some just grind.
No. Yeah.
So I mean, he has Brandon Cooks, Jonnu Smith, and the New England quarterback. Sorry,
Mac Jones.
Mac Jones. Yeah, I mean, he has 3 players in that game that you could say both teams will score under 20. Where I mentioned 5 players in your game, where I expect all of those teams to score over 20. Now he does have Justin Jefferson, or they have Justin Jefferson and Terry McLaurin.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin, yeah. Those guys could put up 60 points between the two of them easy,
You don't know what would happen with Mooney. I mean, you'd assume this is the Allen Robinson wake-up week.
Mooney's looked great though.
Yeah,
this is a fun matchup actually.
Jacksonville is Tennessee? Yeah.
Yes.
Well, James Robinson.
Yeah.
Tennessee. Yeah, he was pretty involved, wasn't he, Robinson, after Chark went out? I mean, he's always involved.
Yeah.
But
he had the 2 touchdowns. Got lucky with the 2 touchdowns. Only 1 catch though.
Well, I guess
I can see if we wake up tomorrow and I see Dalvin for whatever reason is doubtful or not playing, I do have Madison. So that's kind of an ace up my sleeve if it turns out that Dalvin is not going to.
Now here's my question to you. Who would you bench?
Probably.
I really hope you're going to say the answer in the top of my head.
Probably Manny Sanders. Man, I don't know. Probably Manny Sanders. If I think it's going to be a Diggs game, probably Manny Sanders gets the bench and Madison is the flex.
And
who did you think?
Cordell Patterson.
Yeah,
I know it's tough to say that. I get it. I totally get it.
He's just getting so much love, man. He's getting so much love.
But look at
the pass and the run game on both fronts. He's.
But look at the amount of touches he gets.
Yeah, I gotta keep riding him. They've shown that he's a part of this offense.
It's limited touches. That's my problem.
Yeah, but he's
I get it.
He's making the most of it.
I get 100% get it.
6 targets last week.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That is.
Do we have targets on here? Do we have targets? No, we don't.
We do.
Oh, we do? Is it in the more?
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. Keep going. Or no, you should be able to scroll over. Click on his name up top. Or there you go. Maybe it's there. Down there. Keep going down. You're going down.
Oh, well, now I've went and done it. Stats.
Oh, hold on. Keep going. Keep going down. I thought you were there. Who were you?
Oh, targets. There we go. Targets.
Yeah.
Well, recent trends.
They've gone
down. Target, but
you should probably be able to scroll back up.
Well, look, past 7 days, 6. So 6 in his last game, 7 in his game before. And then in the past 14 days, 13. So 7 and 6. So he's been 7-6 targets. I like that. I like that. Out of my running back, I like it.
I'm going to admit this is bias with me. I did not think. No, I'm going to circle back, as they say. Okay. What did I say to start the podcast? No, Calvin Ridley. No, Russell Gage.
See, it's a Cordell Patterson day, baby.
Yeah, I mean, he could be lined up as a wide receiver more.
6 or 7 targets plus the action that he gets in the running game.
Yep,
I'll take it. Because I'm a team that did not invest heavily in running back. So really anything I get out of James Robinson and Cordell Patterson better than what I was getting out of Ronald fucking Jones. Because that's
I'm just scared. I'm scared to bench Emmanuel Sanders because I think everyone who plays in that Chiefs-Buffalo game, it's going to be like 35-38. I get he hasn't.
They've scored huge points. Look at they scored 35, 43, 40 points, and Sanders had 6.8, 26.4, 13.1.
Yeah.
So I feel like it. Yeah, sure. There's a ceiling. There's a 2-touchdown ceiling. But who's more likely to get 2 touchdowns on that team? It's going to be Josh Allen running for 2 and Diggsy catching 2 is like the more likely thing. Not Manny Sanders catching 2.
You're forgetting about Zach Moss and Dawson Knox.
Yeah, that's ignoring the running game. That's ignoring the actual running game, the non-Josh Allen running game. So I don't think I would have. In fact, Sanders might get benched anyway for Zach Pascal.
What about Ruggs?
I don't know. Probably.
Look at Ruggs.
Ruggsy. Yeah.
Look at his numbers. Like the games one.
I'm gonna look at this
real quick.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, he's had the one really nice game, but I feel like it's, he's always like right there. Look at the average yards per catch.
Yeah, that's it right there. He's almost guaranteed to get like a 30 or 40-yard bomb every game.
Yeah, I just need to pick the week that he. But man, maybe this is the week. Maybe
it's the Bears.
Manny Sanders for Henry Ruggs. I could.
Yeah. Well, then what happens if Madison's the starter? You've got a real pickle.
Oh, it's him for sure. I mean, it's Madison for sure. If it looks then like if he would even be a 60-40, I'd probably still go him over Manny Sanders.
Do you have
the debate? I'll know that.
Is T. Higgins for surely in your lineup?
I think so. Yeah. Okay. I don't see
anybody that that's a lot of thinking just because T. Higgins has come back from the injury.
I like him. I think he's strong.
I think your first two are locked.
Full go.
Your first two are locked in. You're not benching CeeDee Lamb or DJ Moore. Those two are locked in.
If there's anybody I'm worried about most, it's CeeDee Lamb. That's the guy I'm worried about most, and it's because of the way the Cowboys' offense has been running his last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
9.5, 3.3. It's not working the way that it was. It's not the same offense. And if they do that 3 weeks in a row, I'm very worried about CeeDee Lamb.
Understand.
Shit, I'm be worried about Dak. I mean, yeah, he's looked good the last 2 weeks. Give me 20 plus. I'm happy. But I'd be worried about CeeDee Lamb if he goes another week.
Are you officially off of the I might bench Aaron Rodgers or Dak for Taylor Heineke train?
Man, I don't know. I mean, just looking at the points, Heineke's put up 20, 20, 28.
Yes.
That's hard to ignore. Yeah. I mean, he's been better than Rodgers. He's been better. He's been more consistent.
The thing that I liked about Rodgers was, I forget whether it was week 2 or week 3, they played prime time against somebody, and I saw like emotion out of it, like not fake emotion, like you could tell dude was fired up, happy, however you want to say it, like, and it was one of their prime time.
I'm starting him. I'm starting Rodgers. Like the way I look at it, Heineke's a nice piece moving forward that I got pretty much for free. So late in the draft, I got him pretty much for free. Mm-hmm. He's putting up good numbers. He's a bye week quarterback right now. If Washington keeps winning, does Fitzpatrick get the ball back when he comes back?
He's out 8 weeks. Sorry.
Yeah, but it's an 18-week season now.
Yep.
There's
that's what I'm saying is
come back.
By the time he comes back, Heineke's the future. And anybody who's followed Fitzpatrick knows dude's a stand-up guy. If he's told you mentor our young guy, show him the future, Fitzpatrick's
probably fine with it.
Yeah, he's lived his NFL career. He's very happy. He's not going to
came there expecting to be the starter. I think he did. He went to Washington expecting to be the starter.
Injury happens.
Yeah, it happens. But he's like 36, 37, whatever he is.
I think he's 40.
He's been. Oh, is he?
I want to look this up. I think he is 40.
Yeah, Heineke's been damn good.
38. Sorry, split the difference.
38.
You said 36. I said so. It's 38.
So he's up there.
But you have the same luxury that I do. That I think a lot of these teams, and some people might not notice it when we go through this. You have Rodgers and Dak, 2 clear-cut starters. You have Heineke, who's good in case you have a pinch. I have Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, and I have Jared Goff, who can be a fill-in, just like Heineke in a pinch. There's some of these teams, I just wanted to close with that thought, that could be in trouble if they run into quarterback injury and in bye week. Because the bye weeks are approaching. And once some of these teams can't start 2 quarterbacks, it's going to change these matchups a lot.
Would also point out that Gardner Minshew is probably, not even joking, the best backup in the league right now. Like Gardner Minshew was good when he played, and he's backing up Jalen Hurts. He probably is either the best or one of the best backups in the league.
He's an amazing insurance policy for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely hanging on to him. Like I could easily see. I think I still have Cam Newton on the roster.
You do. I looked at your roster. You had Cam.
Yeah, and I could easily see getting rid of him, but Minshew I will not be getting rid of. Just as that kind of somebody goes down, there he is. He gets traded to a team that needs a quarterback, whatever it might be. I could easily see him being a starting quarterback again in the NFL, and this is a dynasty league, so I have no reason to get rid of him.
Now, to a lesser degree, I have I just picked this guy up off the waiver wire, Josh Rosen,
former first-round pick.
It's his 3rd team, and he is currently the clear-cut backup to Matt Ryan, who's been subject to a lot of hate in our Discord. And it's rightfully deserved. He has not looked good. And Matt Ryan is no spring chicken. You've got Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage, who are younger guys. They might make the move to Josh Rosen at some point.
Yeah, but hasn't he been really bad?
He has.
Hasn't Rosen been really bad in his limited
He's
exposure?
not looked good, but there is nobody else on the Falcons depth chart. Nobody.
It's like Matt Ryan or bust, and then the bust is Josh
it's
Rosen.
Matt Ryan. It's Matt Ryan or Josh Rosen. Like he's one snapped knee or whatever you want. Russell. Broken finger. One of those things away from having Calvin Ridley.
Well, and
Russell
the Falcons O-line sucks. That's why Mike Davis has been junk. The Falcons O-line guys are getting back there quickly, so you could see Matt Ryan taking a shot, and you don't want anybody to get hurt, but you could see it happen.
For sure.
Yeah. So
are these baseball games going on? I keep your beeps.
What did we say? What's going to happen in my matchup?
I predict you to win. I don't think you said anything, but I predict you to win.
Okay. Well, yeah. I'm going to go with myself. I'm gonna give them their first loss. I'm going to hand them their first loss. Cordell Patterson, ride that wave a second week in a row.
Just because
Tennessee defense sucks. James Robinson, give me a touchdown on that shitty Tennessee defense. Kyle Pitts week. Yeah.
With nobody, like we said, nobody else in Atlanta. Who are they going to throw the ball to?
Cordell Patterson, Kyle Pitts.
Yep.
Yeah. Patterson and Pitts, baby. P&P.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Pew, 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 pew. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. And I hand these young whippersnapper, these damn kids. They're walking all over our lawns, our freshly manicured lawns. These kids, I'm going to hand them their first nice L, and they're going to get a taste. Like Trevor Lawrence, he hadn't lost until his first week in Jacksonville. I'm going to give them a taste of a big fat L.
Yes.
Does that look the right way? Yeah. I'm going to do it. Yeah.
Well, it's time for me to go watch some Hawkeye football.
Yeah. I got some shit to watch and do as well. So yeah, good week 5. Nice in the middle of the day. I'll get this up. I'll get the link up. Nobody knew we were live, so nobody's watching live, of course. But yeah, week 5 AFL preview. We'll be back for the week 5 breakdown, probably in a few days.
AFL is ANF, America Needs Farmers. It's America Needs Farmers Week for the Iowa game, and go Hawks.
Yeah, real farmers, not ones that
real
around
farmers.
and farm a subsidy and get paid to
ANF.
to not grow
ANF.
things. Yeah.
Yes.
Subsidy farming sucks.
Yes.
I used to have a list bookmarked of it was like a publicly available list of the subsidy payouts of the farmers in Illinois. And the amount of money of people that just lived near me, like families that I knew. I was shocked to find out the money they were making to not grow certain things. We're talking well into the six figures for some of these families. I was very, very shocked to learn that.
Just a side story on that real quick is I live up in North Dakota, and the huge crop up here is sugar beets. So crystal sugar, you guys have probably seen on your, if you're in the Midwest, seen on your grocery shelves. You can't farm without being owned by Crystal Sugar.
Yeah. They
own all of the farmland. You can't be an independent family farmer who chooses your crop, blah, blah, like whatever you put in the ground. Up here, you have to farm sugar beets, and they have to be Crystal Sugar, and you have to go by what they tell you. You can't do your own thing.
That's a podcast for another time. Another topic.
Yes. Yep. So, all
right, man.
Have a good Saturday.
Yeah, you too, man. Hopefully, things keep steady as she goes with your situation. I know you got to be on edge, but good to get this one in while we can, and hopefully things stay good. So,
and an ABL trade just happened.
Oh gosh,
should we say it? Let me pull it up.
We
we are a crossover podcast. It's St. Louis and Detroit. I'll tell you that much.
Oh my God.
St. Louis and Detroit pulled off a trade.
Oh my God.
And the trade is Detroit acquires Josh Harrison, Hunter Dozier, Adam Wainwright, and St. Louis acquires Josh Harrison, Hunter Dozier, Adam Wainwright, and a 5th-round pick. The Cardinals give up Jobert Vivas, Tanner Burns, Reese Hoskins, and a 3rd-round pick next year.
Hoskins. All right.
Yeah. Goes to Detroit.
What was Hoskins' salary? Is he like 21?
Give me a second.
Or is he going to be 21 with inflation? I don't recall.
He'll be 22.
He'll be 22.
He is 20, so he'll be 22.
Okay. That's reasonable.
Yeah.
You know who I wish was, well, I bet, I think it's Adam wishes was a lot cheaper is Ryan Mountcastle. Boy, the way he came 31. On, you really wish.
31.
Yeah, you wish he was just a little cheaper, but that's still nice. That's still a keepable price. But man, you wish he was about $6 or so cheaper.
If I think the big difference is at 31, he's maybe keepable for 1 or 2. At $6, you go
$6 cheaper, even $6 cheaper. Put him at 20, 25. Put him at 25, 24. You're probably squeezing an extra year or 2 out of him. Those baby Orioles, man. Adley, Mullins, Hayes, Mountcastle. You've got Grayson Rodriguez coming. Well, it looks like
I think he has
like a fun team.
I think he has. He's in my division, so I can say this. He has another baby Oriole. I forget who it was because I remember I'm like, God damn it, I got to go against the Orioles, and I play them, and they had like easy matchups in the playoffs.
The baby O is coming up, kind of looking like the baby Jays a little bit. Kind of following that. Oh yeah,
he has Mancini at 19.
He's like the old man on that team anymore. Now that Chris Davis is gone.
Yeah. Okay, I really got to go this time.
Yeah, let's get out of here. Yeah, all right, buddy. Take it easy.
Thanks
for watching.